Hello everyone, welcome to Explore ORZ. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys have an amazing day today. So today we're going to share about the top 5 most dangerous water slides in the world that you guys don't know and probably know. So let's check it out. To water park lovers, you got it all checked. The most deadly rides in the atmosphere aren't the upside down roller coasters or those weak, hastily assembled circus journeys. Nope. They are your ideal rides, the ones that highlight free splashdowns and terrifying waterfalls and so much water moving up your nostrils all day that you could begin your water park. And that's not simply a sarcastic part of it, either. You are extra likely to get hurt on a water slide than on any other sort of amusement park journey. So really, related to a roller coaster, there's not much to advise them, but for the part where they're super happy and proper on a hot day. Most maximum water slides are protected. But some of them are held for continuous water of injuries and bumps, and others are held for more bad damages and sometimes even losses. Number 5 is Abrasion Scoop Waterslide. Architects take care to create water slides without sharp corners, but there are constantly those dang joints that can damage a little if you hit them on just the right side. Now assume a water slide that's nothing closed but weight seams or metal breakers, like the rollers on stockpile conveyor areas. At Action Park, someone already had the brilliant idea to make a slide out of barn breakers because fast water isn't rough enough. According to AMC, riders went under the Aqua Scoot on a flexible sled, and the plan was that you'd pick up a lot of speed and then skip across the water at the bottom like a flat rock. The obstacle is if you weren't lying on the sled at totally the right spot, you could get thrown off it, and oh yeah, the pool was silly fewer than 2 feet deep, by some news. So head appears concrete, lungs meet pool. If you earned it that far, some unfortunate riders happened off the sled on the way under, which would appear in horrific pinching damages. Of course, by a top injury once you got to the water. At Action Park, workers didn't have to pause until one rider exited the slope, or was taken off in a litter, before transferring the next rider below. Caution is for wimps, accidents usually on this ride. Number 4 is the Vertigo. A 108-foot-high water slide locates Aqualandia in Benidorm, Spain. Riders get released through a trap doorway, under a steep glide, and into the pool, which sounds like quite a speed as long as you perform it into the trap entrance. According to the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, British visitor Jamie Norman had the vertigo so many he went below it 3 times, but the 3rd time was not like the others because the trick door lost its way, damaging his legs, face, and arms. As you begin down, you perceive it scrape all under your arms and legs and then slap you in the face. When you got to the base, the pool was plentiful of blood. Also, the Vertigo reopened about 10 minutes later. Not enough chances to soak up blood or adjust a malfunctioning ambush door. Unexpectedly, this condition is the equivalent water park, though not the same slide, where another British traveler disclosed his back in July 2019. 23-year-old David Briffault was riding the splash slide when he slapped the pool and was hit oblivious. Briffault cracked 2 vertebrae on that occasion. Number 3 is Steamer Waterslide. Well, most of the time, someone at the Calypso Water Park didn't get the sensitivity notice because the water park is not only running a pool slide that has established itself fatal on many occasions, they're also acting like it isn't life-threatening, so humans will proceed to ride it. Steamer riders relax in tubes and then turn a giant funnel before hitting into an exit slide. It looks fun if your inner tube doesn't flip over before you get to the departure way. The park warrants fault to report damages on the steamer to the governing body in command of keeping Ottawa's amusement places in order. Finally, this water park was stricken with 20 safety crimes supervisions, which were eventually eliminated for lack of proof. The Ottawa Citizen and 14 were compared to 3 separate occurrences that happened on the steamer in 2011. They even sought to accuse a security monitor of one of their ride's obstacles. Number 2 is Aquasphere Waterslide. There's nothing similar to a family raft ride for household affection in hospital emergency places. Yes, at the Peninsula Aquatic Recreation Centre, PRC, in Frankston, Australia, parents can bond while seeing their kids get therapy for many water slide-related damages. Park has a couple of famous slides, but its Aqua Sphere has compared to an oddly high amount of events. At one moment, 2 grown-ups hit their brains inside the slide's hole and sustained head wounds. Park leaders closed the fall down for 10 months, but just days after the reopening, there was a different occasion. This time, a lady endured relentless back injury after taking the Aqua Sphere. And on another incident, a boy dropped off the hose inside the ride and was beaten around the middle of the ride before they were throwing out. According to one observer, the boy lost awareness for almost 15 minutes. Here's the most critical part. When the park facility started in September 2014, The Aqua Sphere didn't begin along with it. That's because the workers who examined the slide sustained minor damages. Park believed they had made the slide's security concerns. The report is that the Aqua Slide has since been destroyed and rebuilt. Number 1 is the Black Hole. The Wet n Wild water park in Orlando is no longer and indicates its most famous water slide has passed the way of things that go inside the black holes. Numerous of the park's problems revolved about a ride named the Black Hole, which the Orlando Business Journal named a twisting ride where riders rush down a dark tube on a two-person display. The Black Hole wounded one man in 1994 so crudely that he tried and won a $1.73 million verdict against the water park in 2000. The man said he was affected by something in the darkness, and when he landed on the ground of the glide, he couldn't move his limbs. Doctors had to insert a titanium plate into his neckline. The park pleaded innocence, which doesn't seem like a breathtaking statement. During the test, some workers claimed that floats were continually getting stabbed and that employees would give a new raft into the ride before the first people exit. That was apparently the black hole's worst damage. But there were others too. Tubes sometimes flipped, soles fell off, the pipe cracked by another pipe. And all this happened in the darkened, which must have given it extra awful. Thanks for watching our video. If you like our video, remember to help us like and share. If you have yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, remember to click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon, so you will be able to receive the notification when we launch a new video. See you in our next video.